Good morning children. I am back with your chapter again, metals and non-metals. Today we are going to study about chemical properties of metals and non-metals. That is how they reactions. First is reaction with oxygen. Here we study about rusting of iron. Here we see that iron reacts with moist air and then it forms red color compound which is ferric oxide. So and your magnesium, which is also a metal, it reacts with oxygen, it forms magnesium oxide. So there is a point of difference between metals and non-metals. Metals will form basic oxides and your acids will form acidic oxides. Here we come up to this activity 4.3 where your rust is tested with your red litmus paper. When your rust, which is your oxide of iron, when it reacts with your red litmus paper, when it is tested, it turns blue. So we can readily say that rust is basic in nature. All metal oxides will turn red litmus blue. Thus we can say that your metal oxides are basic. There is another reaction of copper, which is your metal reacting with moist air and forming green color compounds, which is copper hydroxide and copper carbonate. So if question comes, name a green color compound of copper, so it is copper hydroxide or copper carbonate. And one of your blue color compounds of copper is copper sulfate. So if you keep a copper vessel for a long time in moist air, you will form these compounds are formed and it will turn green. So there is this line in your textbook, if it is possible, please underline. The red litmus paper turns blue, so oxide of magnesium is basic in nature. In general, metallic oxides are basic in nature. There is this activity where sulfur powder is burnt. Now, sulfur is your non-metal. When it is burning means it is reacting with oxygen. It will form sulfur dioxide. So we have this here. Sulfur dioxide, sulfur plus oxygen, sulfur dioxide. But when this further reacts with water, it forms an acid. Sulfurous acid. So your non-metal oxides are known as acidic oxides because non-metals, here is sulfur dioxide. When it reacts with water, it always forms acids. It can also be sulfur trioxide with water, it will form sulfuric acid. Carbon dioxide with water, it can be carbonic acids. Carbonic acid is a weak acid. So whenever your non-metal oxides are reacting with water, they always form acids, so they are known as acidic oxides. And these acids, when they are tested with your litmus paper, it will turn your blue litmus paper red. So underline this, blue litmus paper red. This paragraph is important. Here in this table, you can write sodium hydroxide, metal is sodium, potassium hydroxide, metal is potassium, magnesium hydroxide, metal is magnesium. Case here, nitric acid, non-metal, nitrogen, sulfurous acid again, sulfur, and the table can go on. Reaction with water, we did reaction with oxygen, now reaction with water. Sodium is very reactive, it reacts vigorously with water and oxygen and is stored in kerosene. Sodium actually comes in the highest level of your activity series. It readily reacts. If you keep it in the atmosphere or air normally, what is going to happen? It will easily catch fire. Okay, so it is kept in kerosene. This is a very important point. So sodium metal is kept in kerosene. Now what happens with reaction with water? Sodium reacts vigorously with water, which is a metal. Some other metals do not. They come in the lower in the activity series. Iron reacts slowly. Non-metals do not react well, although much with your water, but they may be very reactive with air. So one such non-metal is phosphorus. Phosphorus, if kept in air, it catches fire. So it is kept in your water. Okay, so question can come, why is phosphorus kept in water? Reaction with acids. Now reaction with acids, it's an important thing that metals, when they react with acid, it will form your any kind of metallic compound, and it will also produce a gas which burns with a pop sound, and that gas is hydrogen. Very important. Non-metals generally do not react with acids. When metals react with acid, it produces hydrogen gas that burns with pop sound. Underline this. This is test for hydrogen. You must have noticed that copper does not react with dilute HCN even on heating, but reacts with sulfuric acid. So there are some of the metals which react with particular acid and not with some particular acid, but most of them do their reactions with your acids. All metals do the reactions with acids, and they produce hydrogen gas which burns with a pop sound. Non-metals, this is there, generally do not react with acids. Reaction with bases, these 2 points are there. One base example is your sodium hydroxide. Another one can be your potassium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide. These all are your bases. Now, what will you see? There is when a burning matchstick is brought near the mouth of the test tube, when sodium hydroxide is made to react with aluminium, you will hear a pop sound. The pop sound indicates the presence of hydrogen gas. Metals react with sodium hydroxide to produce hydrogen gas. Here also hydrogen gas. Reactions of non-metals with bases are complex. It is not given in your textbook, but they do react. It is not given in it. So here you don't write that non-metals do not react. They do react with bases, but the reactions are complex. Okay, so some of the names of your bases are sodium hydroxide is one, potassium hydroxide is another base, magnesium hydroxide is there, calcium hydroxide is there, but one of the strongest bases I would like to say is sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide. Next, in the next session, I'll probably tell you more about displacement reactions. Displacement reactions are very important. You need to understand it. So I think the chemical activities or chemical properties of metals and non-metals are clear. We had 4 basic headings. Your 4 basic headings was one with oxygen, one with water, one with acid, and one with base. So thank you so much, children. Revised in here. Materials, metals, and non-metals.